Hi guys, did you know that the most recent survey by Statistics Canada shows that there are 372,000 job vacancies in Ontario alone in the third quarter of 2022? My goodness, this is what's interesting about this figure. Nearly 200,000 of these jobs required less than 1 year of work experience. Wow, Canada needs workers. There's a labor gap in Canada. There's a workers shortage in Canada. The best part of it is that this is not unique to Ontario alone. It's happening all over Canada. To curb this labor shortage, Canada has announced plans to welcome 1.45 million immigrants over the next 3 years. The plan is to welcome 465,000 new immigrants to Canada in 2023. In 2024, the plan is to welcome 485,000 new immigrants, and in 2025, the plan is to welcome 500,000 new immigrants to Canada. Amazing. This is already ongoing. PMP drills are being conducted back to back every week, and in the past 3 weeks, Canada issued invitations to 7,000 people every week, totaling 21,000 people in just 3 weeks. Wow. This is unprecedented and it hasn't happened before in the history of Canadian immigration. Guys, the best time to come to Canada is now. If you haven't started the journey, you can start taking the right steps to make your big move now. If you are already on this journey to become a Canadian permanent resident, then this video is for you. Today, I'm just going to be talking about the journey of immigrating to Canada. To migrate abroad takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of tenacity, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of boldness to pack up your entire lives into a few boxes and move to a country where you know little or nobody just because you want to take advantage of better opportunities for yourself and your children or your family. It takes a lot of courage, and I would like to encourage everyone on this journey. This journey can be trying, but well done. You have started, well done. So there are different pathways to Canada. If you watch this video to the end, I'll be dropping some tips on other pathways that you can explore that will be better advantage to you to move to Canada. I will also like to know if you have been on this journey, what stage of this journey you are at. This journey does not need isolation. We all need to move as a community, and I'm very happy to be able to help in any way that I can possibly help. If you believe in your heart, in your mind, if God has told you that you should move, or do not give up on the journey, do not give up on the process. I know that it can be cumbersome. I've gone through it myself, and I acknowledge that sometimes it can be trying, it can be testing, it can be quite deep. Feel like it's difficult, and you may just feel like, okay, what's the point of all this stress? I'm here to just encourage you. In the end, I believe that it's worth it. So I'm talking to the people now who believe in their hearts that they're supposed to be, migrating. Not even just to Canada. You feel like you're supposed to be having a fresh start now, or in your core, in your heart that this is the best decision for not just you but your children. You get, because for example, for me, by the time I started having kids, I think that it reset my brain. It recalibrated my brain, and I was no longer very comfortable with just accepting the normal, the regular, which didn't seem like it was changing back in my home country. So I wanted more for my children, because I realized that when I was even younger, things were even more stable than they currently are in my home country, and I just wanted more for them, and I keyed into this dream. I knew in my heart that this was just what I could give my children. I didn't want my children to struggle as much as I had struggled. I wanted them to just have a sane environment where they can think and become all that they can become, all that they're supposed to become. Of course, I'm not saying that people can't become all they want to become or all they're supposed to become in their home countries, but for me, this was my own reality. I wanted more for them, and I wanted more for myself as well. I won't even say it's just for them, but they were my primary number one why? Number one reason, or number one reason, I just wanted them to have the best out of life. I wanted to say, okay, yes, at least they had the best opportunities, and as opposed to struggling, guys, back in my home country, struggle with light. Even if you are an entrepreneur and you want to thrive, you're struggling with no light, you're struggling with no fuel. Okay, there's no light, for example, no light now. You're also struggling with no fuel. You have the money to probably buy your fuel, but there's no fuel. Like, it can be so stressful, and all of the little other things that keep frustrating the endeavors of people who are just trying to become all that they're supposed to be, who are trying to live fully. Honestly, guys, if this is you, then I'd like to say, please do not give up. If this is you for yourself, this is you for your children, please do not give up. This journey may be trying, but it is worth it. I'd like to say that, of course, our paths are all different. For example, people may not have the funds to go all out and start the application, but I'd like to say, one step at a time, poco a poco, pace yourselves. What can you do first? Can you do your credential evaluation first? The credential evaluation done through West lasts for 5 years. So if you do it, that is something that you can do and keep on the table. Secondly, do you have a passport? Do you have an international passport? If you want to migrate, you need an international passport, a valid one. If you have, fine. If you do not, then you need to get one. If you or your spouse or your children do not, then you need to get. Then you also need to get, for those whose passports have expired, get a new one for them and keep it. At least you've done something, one step at a time. Even if you can't do for everybody in the family all at once, do for one person, then wait small. When you put in small money, do for the next person and do for the next person. I'm not saying everybody is supposed to jackpot, or it's not everybody that is supposed to leave Nigeria. It's not. Or leave their home countries, so to speak. It's not. But if this is you and this is what you've been thinking about, pace yourselves, one step at a time, little by little. You will get there. Take the steps little by little and you would get there. That's my point. Also, it's important to note that if you're already in the pool and you are, of course, trying to get a very high CRS score and your CRS score is not high enough. Lately, the scores for the express entry draws have been so high, and you're wondering, how do I get these? I remember in a group, someone was saying that he has a CRS score of 480 something, which is now currently maybe after being in the pool for so long, because the longer you are in the pool, if you become a year older, your points begin to drop. And I'm thinking, wow, this person has a fantastic score, 407 something or so. This person stands a chance of being nominated by a province, but this person is just too focused on express entry, and this person's occupation in the band might fall under, this person's experience in his occupation might fall under one of the occupation in demands in any of these provinces. Why not look at the provinces, guys? PMP draws. Once you are able to meet the eligibility requirement, guys, PMP draws, look at low CRS scores. So basically what they want is just that you are able to meet their eligibility requirements, which, for example, is that you have work experience in an area where they need workers, or that you can speak English or French, or that you have a post-secondary school qualification. You just need to apply. Just need to search these PMP programs. This might just be your way in. Guys, imagine we just came and I realized that for a while now, Canada needed people in my husband's occupation, and we didn't know. So this information needs to be out there. I know that there are people who have come to Canada without so much stress because they decided to look at the PMP programs. So guys, please look at the PMP programs. Lately, draws have been conducted back to back. You could have been nominated. You could be sitting on an opportunity right now to be nominated without stress. Guys, please look at these PMP programs and look at where your own job experience or work experience falls under and how you can apply. I have a neighbor who came shortly after we landed using the PMP, Alberta's PMP program, and they didn't have any relative here. They did not have any post-secondary school experience in Canada, but they had their experience in an in-demand occupation. Guys, think about these options, please. In fact, Alberta's CRS score for choosing people in the express entry profile is as low as 300. 300. Have you looked at Nova Scotia? Nova Scotia is one of the easiest provinces that nominates candidates for permanent residency, and you automatically get 600 scores. Honestly speaking, I think it's just worth it. When you come in, you have the world at your feet. You can actually begin to become all that you plan to become. I just want to say that yes, even living in Canada is not as rosy as people imagine that it is, but it gives you opportunity to take advantage of the opportunities that are available before you. You're thinking of thriving now. Okay, now coming from where you have been surviving, surviving. Your security was in your hands, your everything was in your hands. But now here you can actually think beyond those things that limited you and become more and live at peace and just be all right. So guys, I'm not saying Canada is where there's all the money in the world or where all the gold in the world is. I'm not saying that you work on gold when you come to Canada or you plug money from trees. No. What I'm saying is that apparently this place gives you better opportunities in life when compared to some other places. So please don't give up. I'm just here to encourage you that no matter what stage you're at, no matter what it is, guys, if you feel like this journey is meant for you, if you're not yet in Canada and you're planning to move to Canada, please be encouraged. I hope that this video encourages you. I hope that you do not give up. I hope that you realize that eventually, it is worth it to try. I know many people with whom we started this journey and they gave up along the way. I even know, even me myself, I almost gave up at some point. I remember I almost gave up at some point. But guys, this is something that I'm here to tell you because I'm here now. I'm here to tell you that yes, this is a country that works. It's a country that works. Of course, you pay your taxes, you remit your taxes, you pay bills. But when you pay, you know that things are working. You don't, you know that things are working. You can actually call them to order. You can actually demand to get answers. Basically, just live sane lives. If that is what you desire, if what you desire is to become more, then please don't give up. I'm just saying, please do not give up. Do not give up. It's not perfect. Settling down may even be a bit rough, but guys, even in all of that, it is still worth it. If you're coming, have a plan. Have a plan as to how you want to live. Now, recently I heard about someone who came to Canada with only $200 and was living with a friend that was eventually kicked out. Guys, please just have a plan. Have a plan as to how you want to navigate life in a new country. If you do not have so much money, please find a job, get a job as soon as you come, find a way to take care of yourself. Honestly, Canada is a place that works, but you also need to have a plan to start working as soon as you come to be able to pay your bills. I hope you were encouraged by this video. I hope that this video in some way motivated you, and if it did, look out for my next videos because I've decided to be putting out videos that bring value to you. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye.